Hello everyone, Trisha, it's me Jenny. It's time for another Not Naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about the subject of Trisha Hershberger's choosing, straight out the shower, no makeup, etc, etc. First take, one take. Most people choose to do it naked, I choose not to, but either way it's not a sexy time thing, it's a being vulnerable and honest on camera thing. It's a tool for the vlogger. And my hair's slightly drier than normal, but still pretty wet, because I went for a run before showering and it took a long time to cool down afterwards, and yeah, my face is still pretty flush, but at least I'm looking less like a beetroot. So hi, this week's subject is about, can YouTubers be friends with non-YouTubers, or can you be friends with your fans? And I liked a lot of things that Trisha kind of said in her video. It's a more appropriate term with the modern kind of fan to creator ratio to use the term creators and non-creators, or viewers and creators, than to use fans and celebrities, as it were. I think one of the things that YouTube has done for the entire of the celebrity culture is kind of bringing celebrities back down to a normal standing, that everyone is human. When I went to America and I went to VidCon and I met a load of YouTubers, a lot of the people that were there were either in the frame of mind that these people were amazing. Like, there was one girl who was at the SourceFed booth, and a couple of other people that I met who were so desperately excited to meet these people that there was a couple of truly hysterical fans, which is amazing, but it's also quite terrifying at the same time. Especially when, you know, I came in with the perception that these people are people. You know, they're more likely than not tired and stressed and having to meet a lot of people and basically do customer service, but for people who are aware of who they are and very excited for their brand marketing, which is a very bizarre sentence to kind of spew out, but that's kind of my perception, is that people are people. But on that level, there is a differentiation between power balances. Even if people are people, you can, if there's a specific thing that specifically alters the power in that relationship dynamic, it's not going to add to a particularly healthy relationship. So if, for example, it's someone who has a lot of money, or someone who's got a different age, versus someone who is young or has not got a lot of money, that relationship dynamic is going to be hindered. That's not to say you can't have a relationship with people like that, but it does hinder the relationship or make it more complicated. Same with YouTubers. People who have a high following, that's power. As much as it feels uncomfortable to say, it is a power dynamic, especially when someone might aim for that same thing. Like, if someone has no interest in the internet, or no interest in that type of following, and is friends with someone who has got a following, then that's different. But if it's someone who's like with the ambition to become a famous vlogger and is friends with someone who is a famous vlogger, then that becomes a different relationship, because there's a level of admiration is a great thing, but a level of competition that may be not healthy for an actual relationship. Again, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with people when you're in a different power dynamic, it just complicates things, makes things more complicated. I feel like a lot of the time when it comes to YouTubers, it's kind of like the thought that popped into my brain when I was thinking about it, was the idea of being the new kid in a class, and a class that's been together for years. And it's a concept that when you're on camera, everyone knows your name. Like, you walk into a class of 30 people, the teacher will introduce you, and everyone knows your name. They have to remember one name. Well, if you're the person who's new to the class, it's going to take a while to learn 30 other names, if at all. And it kind of, being YouTube kind of feels like that first day in class, where it's impossible to know everyone that watches your creations, because there is a different number. Like, everyone who watches my videos knows my name, because I usually start with hey, hi, it's Jenny. But like, everyone who watches my videos kind of knows my face and knows my voice and knows a lot of my thought processes. Well, for the most part, people who watch my videos, apart from a few names that I recognise here and there, even the ones that I regularly chat to in my commentaries or I reply to comments and I recognise usernames, they're still, as much as it's just being truthful, is they are just a sequence of letters and numbers on a screen that I converse with. I don't know them, I don't know the sound of their voices, I don't know what they look like. There are people that I would consider my genuine internet friends, and those are people that I have had live conversations with for an extended amount of time. That's the Project Chroniclers, the Movie Clubbers, and some other people here and there. It's people that I've actually spent time, and a significant amount of time, like hours at a time, talking as equals. And actually getting to know, again, the sound of their voice and what they look like. I would consider them friends. Some of them I've met in person, some of them I haven't, but I would consider those people friends. Well, people that I talk to on a regular basis, when it's me just talking to the ether or me typing into the ether, as much as that is, like, I try and keep that connection strong, it still is an uneven connection. And again, it's going back to the classroom metaphor. I can't know everyone that watches my videos or everyone that's part of each community. It's physically impossible for me to know and be friends with everyone. I think there's some sort of statistic which is you can only have, there's a limit to how many close friends you can have, a limit to how many acquaintances you can have before you physically don't have the memory for it. And given that the internet gives you access to so many more thousands of people than ever before, it's impossible for me as a human being to mentally comprehend all the people who I have access to. This is a very powerful means of communication. It's a very open means of communication. The thing is, I don't think I'm high enough level to have fans. I dislike that term, fans. I think I have a lot of internet acquaintances. I have people who follow my content. Me and Trisha, hi Trisha, I wouldn't necessarily consider you a friend because I have not had that talking to you on a one-on-one level for an extended period of time. I've met you, you're lovely, you're one of the most lovely people I've ever met, and I've got that impression from you, and and I have these kind of conversations, but it's not, you know, it's us it's like speakers in a conference. Like, we're both speaking to the world, but we don't necessarily speak to each other so much some of the time. So, like, I would consider you an internet acquaintance. I mean, you know my name, I know your name, we both know each other's faces, we've met in person, we are acquaintances. I wouldn't consider you a friend, not because I wouldn't like to be a friend, but because I think we have an uneven relationship in terms of where we are in life, and I don't see either of us having the time or the space to get to know each other in a way to make us that connection. And that's the same with any YouTuber and vlogger that I respect in that way, is that unless I can actually spend time with someone and actually get to know them, I can't really consider them a friend. I don't know, like, unless I feel confident sharing a cup of tea with someone for an extended period of time and, you know, being able to talk about friends and family, like, I try and keep that a distant thing, so unless I feel confident enough to share those aspects of myself with someone, I wouldn't necessarily consider them a friend. And yeah, it's hard to say that, because I really enjoy the connection that I have with all my viewers and my internet acquaintances and my, you know, internet connections. I really do enjoy that, but I can't necessarily give it the title of friendship because it is not in the same vein as genuine friendship. As I said, I'm not at a point where I have fans. I don't have that power, I don't have that influence, and I don't have the commitment from the people who watch my videos. A lot of people are truly committed to watching my videos, which is amazing, but I don't think I have that thing. I have been recognised twice at VidCon last year, or maybe 3 times, and that was from videos from 3-4 years ago. So yeah, and that was really alarming for me. Being recognised was really quite scary. Very flattering, but very, I didn't know how to react to that. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't really know if I said anything at all today. Yeah. hopefully I've said something useful. My question for Trisha is, I don't usually pose questions, but I've been terrible at actually sending these videos in to Trisha. Absolutely god awful. I'm like a full month behind at this point, I think. So my question, Trisha, is, when you've fallen behind with something, how do you get the willpower to kind of get back into things? I'm a horrible procrastinator, and a terrible thing where, like, I'll let one thing slip and then I let the whole pile of cards collapse. So how do you get back up on your horse once you've fallen down a little bit? How do you persevere when you have let things fall a little bit to the side? Because we all do that occasionally. Because I'm not quite that far behind, but I'm definitely, sometimes I feel like I'm like, crushed under the bricks. Anywho, it has been a long day. This is a long video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. I'll see you all in 2 weeks for another Naked Truth. I'm on holiday next week. I'm going to Spain with my sister. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye guys.